In the ever-twisting world of Days of Our Lives, fans are in for another shocking turn of events as Jada manages to evade justice once again with a masterful scheme. While many in Salem, including Gabi Hernandez and Stephanie Johnson, begin to suspect that something is amiss, EJ is on the verge of pulling off a maneuver that will leave the town reeling. The entire ordeal begins when Gabi grows increasingly suspicious of her brother, Rafe Hernandez. After a series of unsettling encounters and inconsistencies in Rafe's behavior, she decides that the only way to get definitive answers is to request a DNA test. She's determined to prove that something is off, and she turns to Kayla Johnson for assistance in obtaining the necessary proof. However, what should be a straightforward confirmation of Rafe's identity turns into something far more complicated, all thanks to EJ's underhanded tactics. Longtime Days of Our Lives fans know that Kristen DiMera has a knack for meddling in sinister affairs, and this time she plays a critical role in aiding EJ's devious plan. Kristen had previously obtained a powerful drug from Dr. Wilhelm Rolf, one capable of erasing select memories without causing total amnesia. This drug was meant to be used on both Rafe and Ava Vitali in order to erase all traces of their kidnapping ordeal. While Ava managed to escape before she could be injected, Rafe was not so lucky. During the February 21st episode, EJ makes a desperate attempt to inject Rafe with the memory-erasing drug. A struggle ensues, but in the chaos, Rafe ultimately ends up receiving the dose. The effects of the drug are not immediate total amnesia, but rather a selective erasure of recent events. This means Rafe may no longer remember that he was kidnapped or even that an imposter was pretending to be him. He could wake up in his own home, utterly confused and with no memory of why he feels so out of place. The imposter, Arnold Feniger, who had been passing himself off as Rafe, is now a liability that EJ needs to eliminate. To ensure that Arnold is no longer a threat, EJ orchestrates his disappearance. He orders Rita Leslie to incapacitate Arnold with a taser, ensuring that his imposter problem is dealt with once and for all. From there, Arnold is either sent back to Argentina or imprisoned in an undisclosed location, leaving no trace of his existence behind. With Arnold gone, EJ makes his next move, reintegrating a confused Rafe back into his normal life. The brilliance of EJ's scheme lies in its simplicity. With Arnold out of the way and Rafe suffering from memory loss, there is no clear evidence that an imposter swap ever occurred. The citizens of Salem are left questioning the truth, while Rafe himself struggles to prove his own identity. Stephanie is one of the first to voice her doubts, sensing that the man claiming to be Rafe may not be who he says he is. However, before she can act on her suspicions, EJ swiftly removes Arnold from the equation and positions the real Rafe back in his place. Now, it's Rafe who finds himself in the impossible position of trying to convince his loved ones that he is indeed himself, despite gaps in his memory and their growing belief that he is actually Arnold. This turn of events puts Gabi in a difficult position. She knows her brother better than anyone, but with the confusion surrounding the situation, she has to fight against mounting skepticism. Determined to prove that the man standing before her is really Rafe, she insists on a DNA test. With Kayla's help, Gabi pushes forward, hoping that genetic proof will settle the matter once and for all. However, while the DNA results should theoretically confirm Rafe's identity, they may also raise new questions. Even if Gabi can prove that Rafe is her brother, the lingering gaps in his memory will make it difficult to establish exactly what happened to him. Suspicion continues to mount as Rafe himself starts to recall fragments of his ordeal. Slowly but surely, the pieces start to come together, and Rafe begins to remember that EJ was involved in the cover-up. But will it be too late? EJ is no stranger to manipulating the legal system to his advantage. Despite Rafe's growing realization that he was the victim of a sinister plot, proving EJ's guilt will be another matter entirely. As far as the rest of Salem is concerned, there is no concrete evidence left behind. Arnold is gone, Rafe's memory is unreliable, and EJ has covered his tracks flawlessly. In the end, EJ might walk away from this unscathed, at least for the time being. But Days of Our Lives has a way of ensuring that villains eventually face the consequences of their actions. While EJ may celebrate his victory now, those closest to Rafe may not be so easily fooled. The truth has a way of coming to light in Salem, and when it does, EJ could find himself facing the full force of retribution. For now, fans will have to stay tuned as this high-stakes game of deception continues to unfold. Will Rafe regain enough of his memories to expose EJ? Will Gabi be able to prove that her brother was a victim of a cruel swap? And most importantly, will EJ finally face the justice he so often evades? Days of Our Lives promises more twists and turns ahead, and viewers won't want to miss a single moment of the drama. In the ever-twisting world of Salem, deception is the name of the game. And once again, one of its residents is about to be blindsided by a shocking revelation. In the coming days, an imposter will be causing chaos in the lives of those who think they know him best. The trouble begins when an imposter, posing as a respected figure in town, takes an unexpected and rather inappropriate step, kissing someone who never expected such an advance. Stephanie finds herself caught in an unsettling moment when the man she believes to be an upstanding figure suddenly kisses her. The moment is jarring, but it isn't until later that she starts to connect the dots. Something about this man is off. His mannerisms, his behavior. There are clues hiding in plain sight that, when put together, tell a much more sinister story. As the days pass, Stephanie cannot shake the nagging feeling that the man standing before her is not who he claims to be. Her instincts tell her to dig deeper, to question the inconsistencies that others might overlook. A phrase uttered incorrectly, an odd reaction to a shared memory, or simply the way he carries himself. Each piece falls into place until the undeniable truth stares her in the face. This man is an imposter. With this newfound knowledge, she rushes to the one person who can help set things right. She confides in Jada, revealing her suspicions and detailing the unsettling encounters she has had with the imposter. Initially skeptical, Jada listens carefully as Stephanie lays out her case. It isn't long before the puzzle comes together, and Jada realizes that not only has she been deceived, but the real man in question has been set up to look like a traitor. For Jada, this revelation comes with relief. She had begun to question whether the man she cared about had betrayed her trust, but now she understands. He was never unfaithful. He never did any of the things she feared. It was all a carefully orchestrated illusion designed to manipulate emotions and wreak havoc. The truth is out, but it may have arrived too late to stop what is already in motion. Just as the truth begins to unfold, the situation takes another unexpected turn. As Stephanie delivers the bombshell revelation to Jada, the worst possible scenario plays out before their eyes. Sean, fresh from a shower and wearing nothing but a towel, enters the room at precisely the wrong moment. The tension in the air thickens as realizations dawn and misunderstandings threaten to escalate. The timing could not be worse. Stephanie understands immediately Jada has already moved on, believing that the relationship she once cherished was beyond repair. But now the truth changes everything. And yet, the damage has already been done. While personal relationships hang in the balance, the town's newest villain is about to have a reckoning of his own. The walls are closing in and his web of lies is beginning to unravel. He has played his hand, pushing his luck one time too many, and now the consequences are catching up with him. But he is not one to go down without a fight. In an explosive moment, the tables turn when an unexpected figure enters the fray. Just as the imposter begins to feel his grip on control slipping away, he finds himself face to face with a formidable opponent. Rita, ever the vigilant enforcer of justice, arrives with a weapon of her own, one that crackles with electricity and promises swift retribution. With a determined stance and no patience for games, she delivers a shocking end to the imposter's reign of deception. As chaos erupts, secrets are exposed, hearts are broken, and consequences come crashing down. The game of deception may be over, but the fallout is just beginning. In the aftermath, relationships must be rebuilt, trust must be earned, and the residents of Salem must once again pick up the pieces left behind by a master manipulator. Stay tuned as the drama unfolds and don't miss a single moment of the revelations, betrayals, and unexpected twists that will keep everyone on the edge of their seats.